Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All together, please.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All together.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe
Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman
Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, welcome to this exclusive volunteer program. This is a taster for you for what is about to come in the next couple of weeks, our volunteer thank you program. But today, we wanted to invite all of you here to give you a dose. You like? To give you a dose of Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha. One thing we always think about is if only we could have a gathering like this of all our close congregation and just hears and hears and hears, and magically the pots will be washed, the prasad will be made, the tents would be set up, the cars would be parked, and we can carry on just hearing, hearing, and hearing. You like that idea? So, sometimes we have an opportunity. We have an avsara, an opportunity where, like in the river, two straws in the flood, they come together. And then inevitably after some time, they part ways. Sometimes, like this, we all gather together in a place like Krishna's home, Radha Gokulananda's home, and we get an opportunity to spend time together in feasting together, in chanting and dancing together, and hearing about Krishna together. So today is one such opportunity. We have a very, very special devotee amongst us. You must have heard. Were any of you able to attend the last 3 days of the Bhagavad Katha? Okay, maybe a wrong question. How many of you were not able to attend? Oh, wow, so good, 50%. So thank you. Did you get a chance to look at it online? Yes. You remember what Prabhuji talked about? Yeah? I mean, to be able to give one whole session just on cows, amazing, right? And then the flute, the bamboo, the river Yamuna, amazing. So His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, he's traveling. This is the first time he's actually had time to come to Bhaktivedanta Manor. And our VCC devotees are very enthusiastic. And he was here for 3 days. And we managed, for all of you, to hold him for one more. So he's here today. He will be coming very shortly, and he will be sharing with us further on the mood of service to Krishna. How Janmashtami is a celebration that is a privilege here on earth. Because in the spiritual world, every day is Janmashtami. Krishna has birthday in the spiritual world. When we go, we'll find out. Yeah? But here, at least for sure, we have that privilege. We have a date. We have exact time We have the constellation, we have the exact place where Krishna comes. And therefore, when all of Vraj gets together, one pointed intention, attention to serve Krishna, that is Janmashtami. And that is what we will be speaking about, the mood of the Brajvasis in service to Krishna. You are all Brajvasis, because this place is New Gokul. Prabhuji spent at least 15 minutes explaining how Krishna is Radha Gokulananda. You remember? Yeah? So who is Radha Gokulananda? What is the meaning of Gokulananda? Anyone? One who gives pleasure to the cows, not the complete answer. To the family of cows. Okay, any more? Lord of Gokul, no. Very close, Prabhu. What is the meaning of Gokul? You've been serving him for 40 years. Gokulananda. Prabhuji is explaining that Gokula means the home, the family of cows. Gokulananda means the person who gives pleasure to that family of cows. And this place, when Swami Prabhupada inaugurated 1973, this place was called New Gokul. So we are the privileged place where Krishna was carried from the jail to Bhaktivedanta Manor. 51 years today. Radha Gokulananda ki jai. Hare Krishna. We're going to ask you to please fold your hands. We'll do some opening prayers, and then we will ask our very dear Temple President, Her Grace Mother Vishaka, to say some words of blessings to all of you. I hope you're all rested. You got some rest? Clearly not. Okay, please fold your hands. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Dam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindho Bhyahevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We raise hands so that we can reach out to Krishna. If you do this, it's more like you're giving Ashirvad to Krishna. So let's go right as high as you can, yeah? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'd like to invite our temple president. I'm sure during your services, Mother must have come to your areas and seen how she was saying that she was very happy to see that this year in particular, everyone she went to was very, very happy. Hare Krishna. That's a very good sign. And thanks to VCC, I'm sure. But can we please invite Mother to please come and say some words of blessings to all of us. Please give it up for Her Grace, Mother Vishakha. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm very happy to get the opportunity to thank you. I wish I could thank each and every one of you personally for a really wonderful Janmashtami festival this year. I think the spirits were very high. The mood of service that you all imbibed was very uplifting. As Vaishnav Prabhu said, I went around to as many of you as I could, and I was so happy to see your happiness in serving at Radhagokulananda at Bhaktivedanta Manor. It was really wonderful. I was thinking that actually the soul is always active, and that activity is supposed to be devotional service to Krishna, to Radhagokulananda. That is the purpose of human life. That is our Sanatan Dharma, to always serve Krishna. And we can do that with great enthusiasm and love by hearing about Krishna. So that is the purpose this evening, that we can hear Krishna Katha from a very exalted person who is really engrossed in the scriptures and can explain the scriptures so beautifully in such a way that we'll become enlivened to go on with our service. So this combination of hearing and serving and hearing and serving will certainly take us closer and closer to Krishna, purify our hearts, purify our consciousness, and bring us happiness whatever situation we will be in. This is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada to give us this wonderful path. So thank you for taking it up with such enthusiasm. We're so ever grateful to you. Hare Krishna. Glory is to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother. If we can now please welcome and invite on stage His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. If we can please, once again, this is the volunteer force of Krishna Janmashtami. It is all of their efforts that glorifies Bhaktivedanta Manor's Janmashtami all over the world. Can we please extend with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra a welcome to Amarendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Three loud Hari Bols for His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. You must have seen him on YouTube, but he is here at Bhaktivedanta Manor in the flesh. Prabhu will be speaking about the Srimad Bhagavatam. The season of festivals is not over, dear devotees. All the way until the end of Kartik and beyond, the season of festival continues. We have just had the season of Janmashtami and Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. Now we have the season of glorification of the Bhagavatam, which has its crescendo on the 17th of September, known as Bhadra Purnima. So we'll be hearing about the Srimad Bhagavatam from His Grace, Amarendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's chant the invocation prayers in Sanskrit and then we will get started with today's discussion. I promise I'll keep it very short. It's already 7:30, so I want to respect your time and I'll keep it very short. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Just so that I know, how many of us are chanting Hare Krishna daily? That's wonderful. How many of us are chanting 16 rounds every day? Good, thank you. How many of us are connected with the community in the last 1 year? Not before that, but just got touch with the community and the devotees here in the last 1 year. Thank you. Thank you. For the last 3 days, we have been celebrating इस हार में जीत है. For the last 3 days, we have been celebrating a very beautiful festival, glorifying Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam, which was the last work of Sri Vyasadeva. As we understand, Vyas, this name Vyas, in Sanskrit means he who compiles, Vyasyate. Taking essential portions from different sections and categorically compiling them. The one who does it is called Vyas. And Deva is an honorific, somebody who's supremely respectable, So Vyasadeva. But his complete name is Sri Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadeva. He's called Krishna because he's an incarnation of Krishna. And he's called Dvaipayana. In Sanskrit, the word Dvipa means an island. And because he took birth on an island, he who appeared on a Dvipa is called Dvaipayana. So that's his complete passport name. Sri Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadeva. He has given this world so many beautiful gifts. We were discussing the other day. Any philosopher in any disciplic succession, historically, on a devotional plane, any philosophy, any poetic presentation, any commentary on the scriptures that has been presented, it's described Vyasa Chitta Stita Kashat. It's only borrowed from the works of Vyas. And the example given is just like the rain clouds give rain, the sun gives light, the moon gives soothing, rejuvenating, refreshing moonbeams, the stars are twinkling. And we receive all of these gifts at different times, but ultimately they're all coming from the sky. So it's described that different philosophical ideas, they are like the light of the sun or the light of the moon or the shower of the rain cloud or the twinkling of the star. But ultimately, they're all, we could say, borrowed plumes from the work of Sri Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, who's like the sky. He gave the 4 Vedas, the Yajurveda, the Samaveda, the Rig Veda, the Atharva Veda. He gave the 18 Puranas, Vishnu Purana, Padma Purana, Narada Purana, Shiva Mahapurana. They are all Puranas given by Vyasadeva. He gave us the Upanishads, the Keno Upanishad, the Katho Upanishad, the Mundaka Upanishad, the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. They're all given by Vyasadeva. He gave us historical texts, itihasas like the Mahabharata. After compiling and gifting 17 of those Puranas, 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, Sri Krishna Dvaipayana, Bhagavan Vyasadeva, he sits morose. He sits feeling incomplete. There's something that's not right. That's what he feels in his heart. I have given so much, but seems like a body without the soul. The heart is not drenched with joy. Then he meets his guru, Narada, and Narada Muni tells him, you have decorated the whole body with ornaments, but where is the life force in the body? Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastra Japat Tapa Apranasya Dehasya Mandanam Lokaranjanam. The earrings are there, the nose ring is there, the ankle bells are there, the waist bells are there, the necklace is there, but where is the life in the body? You have given all of this. You have taught so many beautiful things to this world. You have taught Dhanurved, you have taught them Ayurved. You have taught so many beautiful, wonderful material and spiritual sciences, but where is that scripture which teaches people in this world who is God? How does he look? Where does he live? What is our relationship with him? Why are we in this world? And how do we get there? Which is that text where you have explained in a crisp, concise fashion answered all these questions. The Guru Narada, he is a very empowered personality. You can see wherever there is Narada Muni, of course, people who are bereft of spiritual knowledge, they think Narada Muni means he is a troublemaker. But actually that's not true. They think wherever there is Narada playing on the veena, Narayana, Narayana. People think, oh, now there's going to be some trouble. He's cooking up something. But actually that's not true. Although he's been misunderstood, portrayed very wrongly, in whatever medium, we have heard it or read it or seen it. Narad Muni is one of the most pure-hearted, selfless, compassionate, knowledgeable, self-realized, pure devotee Vaishnava. It was Narada Muni who spoke about Krishna to Prahlad while Prahlad was in the womb of his mother. Narasimha appeared to Prahlad because Prahlad became a pure devotee listening to Narada Muni. Dhruva got Vishnu because his path was intercepted by Narada Muni. The two sons of Kuber, namely Manigriva and Nala Kuber, they were puffed up sons of the treasurer of heaven, Kuber. And they were very handsome, very beautiful, very famous, aristocratic. They had exquisite features. They were literally swimming in the ocean of opulence. And as a result, when Narada Muni came in their life, they even committed offense to him. They were frolicking in the Ganga, in the abode of Lord Shiva, with women, out of intoxication and pride. And when Narada came there, for their benefit, they thought to themselves, how dare a sage come into such a beautiful, serene environment? It's for our pleasure. What work does he have here? Why is he coming here? But the saying goes, when we are sick, we go to the doctor, but when we are very sick, the doctor comes to us. So when we are sick, in the sense we don't know about spiritual life, we may go searching for a guru. But when we don't want to know about spiritual life, the guru comes searching for us. And that was the case in the life of Manigriva and Nalakuver. Narada came in their lives, uplifted them, cursed them to become trees. Oh, you don't like to be with clothes on? May you become trees. And they wept. You're pushing us from heaven to become trees. Please have some mercy. Narada said, okay, I'll give you a benediction. May you become trees in Vrindavan. May you see Yashoda Nandan Krishna stuck between both of you. May he hide behind you. May you find him and may you get liberated. And that's exactly what happened. The two sons of Kuber, Manigriva and Nalakuver, they became trees in Vrindavan. And countless number of times Krishna would hide behind them while playing hide and seek. He would climb on top of them and sit on one of those branches and play his flute. He would pick those fruits, smell those flowers, circumambulate and run around those trees. We devotees circumambulate the Lord, but the Lord is busy circumambulating trees who happen to come in touch with Narada Muni. That's how great Narada is. And in one life, they saw Krishna as trees of Vrindavan and went back home, back to God, back to Goloka Vrindavan. Narada is very special. Think about how a personality by the name Ratnakar, who was very unsaintly, his life was not at all saintly. His life was transformed by Narada. Narada, out of compassion, blessed Ratnakar and told Ratnakar, please chant the two syllables Rama, Rama, Rama. Ratnakar said, I am only used to killing other animals, and killing in Sanskrit is maranam. You're good at what you practice, right? So I can chant Rama, but I can chant Ma-ra. So I will just chant Ma-ra. Narada said, no problem. Because if you take the first Ma out, it's still Ra-ma, Ra-ma, Ra-ma. Ratnakar continued to chant Mara and ended up becoming Valmiki Muni by the touch of the touchstone called Narada. Nara means Narayana and Da means Dadati, to bestow. He who walks around the planet bestowing the grace of Narayana to one and all is Narada Muni. Such a great soul. He doesn't need any passport. He doesn't need any visa. He doesn't need any aircraft. He just needs a veena and just a thought. He's one of the most beautiful, celestial space travelers, Prabhupada said. As a sannyasi, he travels everywhere and gives bhakti to everyone. Another beautiful instance. There was a man by the name Daksha, a great personality, but a male body in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the name Daksha. Now what's interesting is, he had 10,000 sons, according to the story. And he sent all those 10,000 sons to perform austerity. And he told them, I want all of you to become grihasthas. But before you become grihasthas or married men, I want you to go into the forest and perform some austerity so that you will develop some resilience, some sense control, some tolerance, a spirit which is very much needed in the household life for everyone. So they continued to sit in the middle of the forest and meditate, 10,000 brothers. And Narad Muni goes to them. He asked them, aren't you sons of Daksha? They said, yes, we are sons of Daksha. What are you guys doing in the forest? We have been asked to meditate by our father. What's the purpose of the meditation? Asked Narada. So that we can become grihasthas. Narada Muni said, after so much austerity, you're going to become grihasthas. Aren't you enjoying this path of austerity? Oh, it's lovely. Narada said, it can be lovely forever. You don't have to get married. Those boys looked at each other. Is that even a possibility? Narada said, of course. So what about our father? I will convince him. They all become brahmacharis. Daksha gets to know. He's furious, like a forest fire. He thinks, Narada is already a sannyasi. I sent 10,000 sons into the forest to meditate. Why should this sannyasi go there? But even if he goes there, why should he preach to them? And even if he preaches to them, why go against the instruction of the father? What he did was not good. Daksha gave birth to another 1,000 sons. Just by thought. They are very powerful, potent rishis. So Daksha is very powerful. So he gave birth to another 1,000 sons, sent them into the forest and said, perform tapasya, become grihastha, get into household life. Now they entered the forest, the news reached the ears of Narada Muni. Generally the problem is the speaker is ready for the program but the audience is not. It's important to put on the flyer and the posters and the banners to get people together. But Narada thought to himself, the audience is ready, 1,000 brothers sitting in the forest. All that they need is a speaker. I will go. Narada went into the forest, deep into the forest, looked at these 1,000 brothers and told them, according to scripture, it is very good for the younger brother to follow the path of the older brother. They weren't understanding what Narada is up to. Narada Muni said, aren't you all sons of Daksha? They said, yes, we are all sons of Daksha. What are all of you doing here? They said, we have come here to perform austerity. Narada Muni said, what is the purpose of the austerity? They said, to enter Grihastha ashram. Narada Muni said, after all of this austerity, you still plan to get into the household life? Don't you find this austerity to be very sweet? They said, it's very wonderful. Narada Muni said, it can be wonderful forever. Just stay as you are and follow the beautiful example that your older brother set for you. become brahmacharis. They all became brahmacharis. That's the potency of Narada's preaching. Just one class. He doesn't even have to do Mangalacharan. Nothing. He doesn't need a stage. He doesn't need a microphone. He doesn't need like screen sharing. No slides. He doesn't even need a Haveli. He doesn't need it. Wherever, however, whichever, whenever there's an opportunity, Narada can fly. When Daksha gets to know, he burns like a volcanic eruption in anger. Now the news gets to the ear of Narada Muni. Now if we know that there's someone who hates us, who's very angry, what is one thing that we would not do at that point? Go to them. And that's exactly the opposite of what Narada did. Narada thought, Daksha is angry. He will vent out his anger on someone. Why should it be anyone else? Let me become the cushion. Let me become the sponge to absorb all of that negativity. He goes and stands in front of Daksha. And Daksha is enraged. He's provoked. He's irritated. He's so angry. It's almost like his eyes are spitting fire. His tongue is like the flames of fire that come from a fire sacrifice. It's blazing hot. He looks at Narada Muni and he said, you think you're very advanced, but you're not. You think you can prematurely take people and drag them to sannyas ashram. This is premature, this is immature, this is inexperienced, Daksha said. Daksha told Narada Muni, if someone systematically goes from brahmacharya to grihastha ashram, looks around the world as a family life or a family man, experiencing all the pain and suffering, then he will naturally feel detached and would want to take sannyas. This is Daksha. I'm not saying this is correct. This is just Daksha's proposal. He tells Narada Muni, this is how it should be. One should get disgusted in family life and in this world so that one can be detached and take sannyas. But you prematurely are taking my children and making them sannyasis. At some point, because they're immature, they may look back and think, did I miss out on something in life? And that's not a good thing, Daksha said. Narada just stood there with a smile. Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, a very great commentator on the Bhagavatam, he writes, what was Narad Muni's psychology? 3 things. He wanted to do good even to those who were not related to him. That's the sons of Daksha. Second, if due to that Daksha is angry, why should anybody else bear the brunt of that anger? He wants to take onus and stand there and receive it. Third, while receiving it, he is not justifying. He is not saying, but, that's your opinion, but, I think, I feel, I opine. Nothing, no justification. He's just taking it. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Narada Muni waited for Daksha to vent out every drop of venom out of his body, only so that Daksha would feel morose and sad and lament. Oh, what have I done? How did I speak to a sannyasi? And then Narada's plan was, I will forgive him and preach to him too. That was Narada Muni's plan. When Daksha's heart softens and melts out of humility, that's when I will punch. This is how great Narada Muni is. The friend of the poor, the friend of the whole world. That Narada Muni, back to our discussion, he came to Vyasadeva. That's Vyasadeva there, with the beard there, on that picture. Shri Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva was very morose and confused, and it was Narada Muni who told him, the reason for your sadness, feeling unfulfilled in life, is lack of description of Krishna in Vrindavan. Speak to the world directly. Don't cheat them. If somebody in Kali Yuga has only 60 years or 80 years to live, and if you give them the path of becoming Indra or going to heaven or becoming a great king, these are all good proposals, but they're all temporary means for joy. Give them the real thing. Tell them that they belong to Krishna. Speak to them about Radha and Krishna. Speak to them about Nanda and Yashoda and Krishna and Balaram. And tell them the pastimes of Krishna, the form of Krishna, the names of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna. And when you glorify them, Krishna will be pleased. And when you please Krishna, you will feel happy. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. When you decorate the face, the reflection on the mirror is automatically decorated. So serving Krishna is like decorating the face, and we feeling joy is like the reflection on the mirror. Don't try to decorate the mirror, decorate the face and stand in front of the mirror. The mirror will already be decorated. By serving Krishna, we feel joyful because we belong to Him. Vyasadeva took this to heart. And he wrote his magnum opus, his best work, his last work in his life, and that is termed as the king of all scriptures, Grantharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Srimad Bhagavatam describes beautiful, sweet pastimes of Krishna and gives blessings for those who listen to these pastimes. Pravishta karnarandrena swanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yatha sharat. Bhagavatam describes, just like if there's a cup full of muddy water, dirty water. There's a cup full of dirty water. How do I clean the content of the cup? Just put that cup under the free-flowing pure water, under a running tap where there's running water. Open up the tap where there's running water, pure water. And in no time that pure water enters the cup, replaces the dirty water gets out, and now in no time the cup is full of pure water. That's exactly what Srimad Bhagavatam does. Our heart is like a cup full of dirty water, muddy water, lust and anger and envy and pride and jealousy and egocentric self-aggrandizement. These are all dirty things in the cup of our heart. And they make our life miserable. They make our life miserable. Think about it. If we are asked to walk on a path which is full of stones, how many of us are comfortable to walk on that path? Full of stones. Nobody. How many of us are ready to walk on that path with good shoes on? Oh, very nice. Now let me ask you another question. How many of us are ready to walk on a straight floor? No stones. Okay? How many of us are ready to walk on a straight floor or a straight ground with shoes on, which have stones inside? That's the point. Life is like an open path. It's like a field. It's like a ground It's like the floor. And life will throw in so many problems. And they're all like stones, sharp stones. And we all fear them. We fear change of circumstance. We fear change of health. What if tomorrow this happens? What if that happens? We fear change in relationships. We fear financial change in life. We are juggling so many balls which are all dynamic. They are not static. Health changing. Immigration status changing. Relationships changing. At least the quality of those relationships changing. People are getting older. People are getting distant. People are getting indifferent. People are losing jobs. We are juggling so many balls which are all unpredictable. And they are all like stones on the ground of life. And we are very scared to walk on them. What do we try to do? Remove all those stones, right? We try to remove those stones. Now, we can't remove all those stones because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We try our best to solve our health issues. We think, well, I have the best doctor, I have all the best specialists in my speed dial contact. I'll go to the gym, I'll do cardio, I'll do weight training, we make those plans. And for job, okay, I need some certifications, I need to do a few things, I need to do an MBA and bump up my CV so that I don't lose the job in a generation where everyone's losing jobs. So we try our best to push those rocks and stones away, but they're beyond our control. Then what we do? We try to put on shoes. What kind of shoes? Motivational talking. We take shelter of the shoes of motivational talk. You can do it. You can bring the power within. Look into the mirror and tell yourself you're special. You're born for bigger things in life. Lovely. Does it solve the problem? For some time. But like bathing, next morning again, we need to motivate ourselves with another video, right? And we see those shoes wear and tear with time. And we can't use them in the long marathon run of life, which is full of sharp stones. We think that we can take shelter of motivational talking and so many other experts who tell you, toughen your mind, self-discipline, force your mind. But nobody speaks of purify your mind. In our example, think about walking on a straight path with shoes which are full of stones within. Imagine there are no stones outside, but you're taking on shoes which have stones within. Now what's going to happen is, even if the path is simple, because the stones are not outside but within, we are always complaining. Perfect wife, but you still find problems with it. Perfect husband, but you still have problems to complain. Job is nice, but you still blame the boss. The boss is nice, but you blame everyone around. The marriage is perfect, you blame your children. Children are good, you blame your parents. Everyone is nice, you blame the devotees. Devotees are great, you blame Krishna. It's just bad time. I need an astrologer, I need a palmist, I need a hypnotherapist. I'm not belittling any of these professions, but the point is, if we have stones inside our shoe, we will have problems even when there are no problems. And dear devotees, the shoe that we are talking about is our mind. And the stones that we are talking about are lust and anger and envy and pride and egocentric self-aggrandizement. Because we have those sharp rocks within our mind. And good news or bad news, we carry that mind everywhere. In all circumstances, our body changes. Relationships changes. We go from India to London. You go from London to US, New York, you go from there to LA, you go to Mauritius, wherever we are, body may change, relations may change, jobs may change, countries may change. The mind remains the same. You're carrying that mind in every possible circumstance every single day. We are thinking so much, I want to change society outside, I want to change this outside. Yes, that's good. That's like clearing off the path of all the stones. But spiritual life means taking your shoe and emptying those rocks out. Purifying the mind that we carry. This is the most important. Srimad Bhagavatam explains, back to our example of that muddy water. When you have a cup with muddy water and you add a lot of pure water in it, the pure water fills the cup and throws out the dirty, muddy water, replaces it, and in no time you have a cup full of pure water. This is what Srimad Bhagavatam does. Srimad Bhagavatam fills the cup of our mind, which is full of the dirt of all these stone-like tendencies, with so much sweetness, pure water of the pastimes of Krishna, to such an extent. Krishna is sweet, no doubt. Sripad Vallabhacharya ji has written Madhurashtakam. Adharam madhuram, vadanam madhuram. Adharam madhuram, vadanam madhuram. Nayanam madhuram, hasitam madhuram, hridayam madhuram, gamanam madhuram, hridayam madhuram, gamanam madhuram, madhuradhipater akhilam madhuram, o madhurad Akhilam madhuram. Sripad Vallabhacharya ji says everything about Krishna is so sweet. Krishna, your lips are sweet. Your eyes are sweet. Your eyelashes are sweet. Your eyebrows are sweet. Your blinking of the eyelids are sweet. Opening of the eyes are sweet. The closing of the eyes is sweet. Your smile is sweet. Hasitam madhuram. Everything is sweet. Adharam madhuram, vadanam madhuram, nayanam madhuram, hasitam madhuram, hridayam madhuram, gamanam madhuram, madhuradhipater akhilam madhuram. Oh Krishna, everything about you is so sweet. Everything about Krishna is so sweet. Leela premna priyadikyam madhuryo venu rupayo iti asadharanam proktam govindasya chatusthayam. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has said, Krishna, your form is very beautiful. When Krishna stands, he stands in a threefold bending form. He doesn't stand straight. If you see all other incarnations, they stand straight. All other avatars and all other murtis, they are standing straight. But if you see Krishna, he has a very beautiful flute, and that too he plays it so sweetly. He takes his flute and he doesn't stand like this. Step number 1. Vama bahu krita vama kapolo. He touches his left cheek to his left arm. That's like his cheek stand. Quite cheeky. He places and then gently places the flute on his lips. He closes his eyes and fills the nectar of his heart, the love that he has for the whole world, into the holes of those flute. Krishna's form is threefold bending. He's bent on the waist, he's bent on the feet, he's bent on the neck. So neck is bent, waist is bent, feet are bent, and he's playing so sweetly. It's described that Krishna stands like a threefold bending form. That's like a piece of stick which is bent. You take a piece of stick which is very bent and put it into a straight plastic bottle. It's not possible. It's so bent and crooked that it won't get into a straight bottle. You have to really try so hard to make it go in there. But one thing is for sure. Yes, it will take time to go in, but once that crooked piece gets into the plastic bottle, even if you try hard, that piece will not come out. That plastic bottle is the heart. And that crooked tamal piece of wood of Braj is Sri Krishna. He will take a long time. He will take a long time to enter the plastic bottle of our heart. But once he gets in there, he will never leave. So the form of Krishna is so beautiful. The flute playing of Krishna is so beautiful. His pastimes are so beautiful. His associates are so beautiful and attractive. His names are so sweet. Yashodanandan. Aha. The dear son, the darling sweetheart child of Mother Yashoda. Radharaman. Radha, Radhita, Radhesha, Radhika Pranavallabha. Radha Ramana Vandetvam Radhika Prema Nirjita. Now this seems like a pranam mantra for Radharani, but it's actually filled with the names of Krishna. Radha Radhita is a name of Krishna. He who is worshipped by Radha. Radha Radhita Radhesha. He who is the Lord of Radharani. Radhika Pranavallabha. He who is dear to the heart of Radha. Radha Ramana. He who dances with Radharani. Radhika Prema Nirjita. Radharani, through the rope of her love, has bound Damodar, Krishna, to the wooden grinding motor of her heart. So the names, the forms, the qualities, the pastimes of Krishna are all like sweet nectar which enters the cup of our heart full of muddy material desires. And the more you hear about Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam, all the muddy water, or in the previous example, the stones in the shoe, they all start to leave. Now the question is, how does that happen? How does that happen? In the Bhagavatam, Krishna promises, Pravishta Karanarandrena Swanam Bhava Saroruham Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna Salilasya Yathasharat. Krishna promises, you simply open the door of your ear to Srimad Bhagavatam. I will enter through the ear in the form of Krishna Katha, enter the bedroom of your heart, and I will do the cleaning. You do not worry. And this is why, traditionally, if you know someone who has been reading Bhagavatam for 20 years, let's say, in any sampradaya, we're not just talking about ISKCON, any sampradaya, any organization, let's say if there's somebody who you know has been in touch with Bhagavatam for 20, 30 years, speaking or singing those verses or listening or reading, you know one thing for sure, that person is saintly, correct? You will say that person is saintly. Sadhu hai wo. That's how we say. Now the question is, where did that saintliness, that sadhuta come from? It comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. Just in contact with Srimad Bhagavatam. The example is very beautiful. Srimad Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun. What does that mean? It means, look at the sun. The sun is equal to everyone. Whether there's pure water or whether there's contaminated water. If, let's say there are two pools, pure water and contaminated water. Which do you think gets evaporated faster by the sun? The sun evaporates which pool faster? Pure water or contaminated water? Both, because the sun is beyond discrimination. And when you say Srimad Bhagavatam is as brilliant as the sun, that's exactly what it means. One could be very saintly, already like pure water, or maybe like us, contaminated water in the heart with material desires. If we can only stand under the sun, Srimad Bhagavatam, by reading, then the rays of the sun of Srimad Bhagavatam's compassion and grace will evaporate all that dirt from the muddy pool of water, from that contaminated pool. And trust me, when the sun evaporates a dirty pool of water, nobody knows where that dirt goes. And there's no stink there. 3 things. When the sun evaporates a pool of muddy water, nobody knows where the muddy pool goes. It's just gone. It definitely doesn't go and stick on the face of the sun. Which means by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, if we become pure, that doesn't mean our contamination will touch Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Imagine if there's dal spilt somewhere. So you'll take a cloth and you'll clean, but then what happens is the floor becomes clean, but your cloth becomes dirty. So you see, when you use something to clean something, the place which is being cleaned becomes clean, but the instrument becomes dirty. But that doesn't happen with Srimad Bhagavatam. When you study Srimad Bhagavatam, we become pure, but our contamination doesn't touch the book. 1. Second, when the sun evaporates a muddy pool, the place becomes clean, fragrant, without any stink. Our heart becomes like that, a sitting place of all good qualities. And most importantly, dear devotees, it is the rays of the sun which not just purifies a muddy pool, but also nourishes the seed of a plant to blossom into flowers and fruits. So our heart doesn't just get freed of the negative, our heart becomes a fertile soil to give birth to the flowers and fruits of bhakti. Simply the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. They're so powerful. Imagine if your house is dirty, let's say. In one program I said, imagine your house is dirty. And one person said, Prabhu, no need to imagine, that's how it is. And he started telling me, especially during home programs, he told me, Prabhu, hosting a home program is amazing. You discover things out of your house during the cleaning process that you didn't even know exists in your house. And as the time comes closer and closer to the start of the program, he said it's no longer cleaning, it's just hiding. You open up one of your rooms, take your stuff, dump it into that room, close that room, and it's clean. And guess what? Then there's an instruction. Make sure nobody goes in there. Imagine if the house is dirty and there's a knock at the door and you look through the peephole and you see it's someone you know, but it's not a good friend of yours. You think you want to open the door and expose that person to the reality of your house? Would we be doing that? No, but at the same time, we can't not open the door. So we'll open the door, let them come in and say, sorry, we're in the middle of a cleaning process. हम लोग once a week वैसे clean करते ही रहते हैं. We're in the middle of a cleaning process. So I hope you don't mind. And the person will also tippy-toe through the whole room and say, don't worry, I don't judge you. Trust me, that's the first and the last time the person comes into the house. And worse, they will walk around doing preaching. Right? So we fear these things. But imagine, you're in the middle of cleaning your room, cleaning your house, and there's knock at the door, and you look through the peephole, and it's your best friend who doesn't judge you, who's, let's say, messier. You know he loves you or she loves you. You open the door and you say, I'm in the middle of cleaning. What do you think the friend will say? Arey yaar, pehle batate, I'll help you. Come on. Dost hote hain kiske liye? We'll help you. I'll help you. That's how a best friend should ideally react, at least for the example's sake. Now, what's good news for us is in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Suhridam sarva bhutanam. I am your best friend. Which means, next time you think of cleaning your room, just let your best friend in and he will do it for you. Krishna says in the Gita, I am your best friend. That's all. So if there's a knock at the door, which is the ear, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Krishna, let him in and show him the dirt that we have collected in the house. Krishna promises, Dhunoti shamalam Krishna, salilasya yatha sharat. Dhunoti sarvam vridhisannivishtaha. Bhagavatam. Krishna says, you let me into your heart through listening about me, and I will enter your heart and clean it. Don't worry. We don't have to get into this self-deprecating inferiority complex. I'm good for nothing. I don't have these good qualities. These devotees, they're all so humble. I don't have these qualities. Trust me, we don't have to worry. We would have had to worry about these things if we belong to ourselves. We don't have to worry. Thank God we belong to Him. And He says, surrender unto me. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shucha. We hear the same message over and over again through so many verses. Just let me in and I'll clean it for you. Just by hearing about Krishna with both ears, He enters the heart. Just hear about Him. Just read Srimad Bhagavatam and listen to the pastimes of Krishna. This is why Srila Prabhupada distributed the Krishna book, which is the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He freely distributed it on the streets of New York City in 1966. Prabhupada distributed, and devotees even asked Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, these are pastimes of Krishna. And Prabhupada said, that is the remedy. Nivritta tarshair upagiyamana bhavaushada shrotra manobhirama ka uttama shloka gunanuvadat puman virajyeta bina pashugnat. Canto 10, chapter 1, text 4, Bhagavatam. By hearing about Krishna, 3 kinds of audience get benefited. 3 kinds. 3 variety. The first category of listeners, they are pure devotees already. And why do they listen about Krishna? Because they have ecstasy. They love Him. And you naturally love to listen about the person whom you love. It's just natural. Even their name sounds sweeter than other names. Just if someone calls out, let's say, someone calls out to a name which happens to be your child's name. But let's say there are other children also with the same name in the same community. So someone calls out, and that name is so dear to us because that also happens to be our child's name. You will see the parents with. It's natural. That mother is calling her child, but because we love our child and they both share the same name, the name has become sweeter than other names. So 3 categories of people. The first category are pure devotees who love Krishna and therefore they like to hear about Krishna. Second category, those who are not pure devotees but want to become pure devotees. How many of us in this assembly are in that category? We accept we are not pure but want to become pure. Let's raise our hand. Others, I assume, are already pure devotees. With all humility. The second category, those who are not pure but want to become pure, the Bhagavatam verse says, hearing about Krishna may not be ecstatic, but it's the medicine to the problem. It's the medicine. The first category, love to hear. They don't need the medicine, but they can't live without it. They are addicted to the medicine. Second category, we are not pure, want to become pure, but by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, it's medicinal. Third category, aren't pure, don't want to become pure. We are just happy in this world, right? There are a category of people like that too in this world. And how does Krishna Katha help them? Entertainment. Entertainment. You can think about it. When Ramanand Sagarji's Ramayana Or B.R. Chopra ji's Mahabharat, right? When that used to be screened on the national television. I grew up in that generation. Nobody on the street. Sometimes, in fact, the way we would discover about it, we had people, our friends and people in our community, we would like to play with on a Sunday or a Saturday, and they're just not there available, and then we get to know they're busy. I think 11 o'clock or something in the morning? 10 o'clock. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you. For years together. Now you tell me, how many in the whole country are pure devotees? Very few. How many are not pure devotees but want to become pure devotees? Very few. But most are in the category, "Parak nahi padta." I am not pure. I don't intend to be pure. But even for them, Ramayana and Mahabharata was so intoxicating that even when Arun Govilji would walk out, people would walk up to him like Shabri. Nitish Bharadwaj ji, who played Krishna, he once, in one interview, he said, एक बार क्या मैंने कृष्ण का रोल कर दिया है, जहां भी जाता हूं लोग गीता के श्लोक पूछते हैं मुझसे. So the one who played, just for those of us who want to know, the one who played the role of Krishna in that popular TV show, he once in an interview, he said that I just played the role of Krishna once, and since then, wherever I go, even into the shopping malls and other places, people ask me, can you tell me one shloka of the Gita? And he said to one point that I memorized a few verses just for those devotees. So the point is, Krishna Katha is so attractive that it gives food for thought for all three categories. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Bhagwan Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam for the benefit of mankind. Brilliant storyline, one pastime after another, filled with amazing conversations, amazing characters, amazing historical evidence. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a section of embryology, the presence of the child in the womb. And I happened to talk to a doctor recently, and he was saying that when I read that section, I was thinking, my God, how accurate. There's a description, week by week description of the position of the child. Not the position, but the circumstance of the child in the womb. And he said he did a presentation to fellow doctors without mentioning Srimad Bhagavatam, just saying, this is the conclusion. How old do you think is this research? And the fellow doctors said, maybe like 50 years old. He said, this comes from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is 5,000 years old. So whether you map the science in the Bhagavatam, whether you map the historical account of different kings in different generations. Now the question could be, why should we learn about kings or predecessor characters? Very simple answer. Life is too short to commit all the problems and all the mistakes ourselves and learn from it. So therefore, all these stories and characters and circumstances have been given to learn from their mistakes so that we improve the quality of our life. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us chanting the names of God, listening about the glories of God, and serving those who belong to God. We've all heard of love of God. You've heard this term, love of God. What does love of God mean? His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj beautifully explained what love of God is. Please repeat after me. Love of God means loving God, loving those who love God, loving those who are trying to love God, and loving those whom God loves. Now let's analyze that definition. Love of God means prema bhakti, the purest, mature state of love for God. How do you define that? 4 things. Loving God, which means when you come to a temple, serving the deity, chanting the holy name. All of this is serving God. Offering, cooking for Him in the kitchen, offering an arati. That's all loving God. That's one aspect of love of God. Second aspect, loving those who love God, which means the saints, the pure devotees, the sadhus. When they come in our life, we serve them, we listen from them, we take advice from them. That's also love of God because we are loving those who are loving God. Third, loving those who are trying to love God. What category is that? All the devotees in the community. We are not God, surely. We definitely don't claim to be lovers of God, but we are definitely in the category where we are trying to love God. So in a community, when there are hundreds and thousands of devotees, it's natural there'll be some differences and some friction. Even diamonds are polished through friction. Even gold is polished through fire. So love of God also means loving those, even if we have faults and we have flaws and we have defects, collecting the black marbles of our differences and throwing it out of the window, and collecting the white marbles of our similarities and respecting that. That's love of God too. And fourth is what all of you did for Janmashtami. Loving those whom God loves. May not be necessarily sadhus, may not necessarily be practicing devotees, but they are those who just come to the temple on Janmashtami. They may not want to love God, they may not even have this idea of loving God, and they may not even try on that path, but surely enough, God loves everyone. So let's repeat this again. Love of God means loving God, loving those who love God, loving those who are trying to love God, and loving those whom God loves. Which means, dear devotees, 4 aspects of bhakti. Loving God means hearing and chanting. Loving those who love God means sadhu sanga, association with great Vaishnavas. Loving those who are trying to love God means association of like-minded devotees, reading with them, serving each other and making advancement. And fourth, loving those whom God loves means serving mankind. Like a tree going deep in its roots of bhakti, hearing and chanting about Krishna, and branching out wide in compassion in society, giving them what we receive. Because in giving, we receive. The tree is a good tree if it goes deep in its roots and spreads out its branches only to drop fruits everywhere. That's how we all want to be in this world. We want to go deep into our cultural, devotional roots like trees. Like trees, tolerate rain, summer, snow, cyclone in the form of differences in society, in mutual relationships. And like tree, widely expand in compassion and drop the fruits of devotion through different activities. That is service, seva. So as Mother Vishakha started the talk, I want to offer flowers back to her, the point back to where she started the discussion on the stage, that devotee means hearing and chanting about Krishna and serving others. So will we all remember the definition of love of Godhead? Can we all do it in one voice before we wrap up? Let's do this. Love of God means... Let's do it in one voice. Love of God means loving God, loving those who love God, loving those who are trying to love God, and loving those whom God loves. Let's read Srimad Bhagavatam and go deeper in our roots and share this compassion with others as tasty fruits. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm sure all of us who are present today is feeling a very warm and satisfied heart. That is the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is the glories of hearing it from one who is pure in heart. All glories to His grace, Amarendra Prabhu. One of the symptoms we feel when we experience something very tasty, very relishable, is that we want more of it. So I'm sure all of us who are sitting in this room may be feeling some inclination to want to go to the Bhagavatam and open it and start to drink some of that nectar. Sometimes we feel intimidated. When we understand that Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses, it's something about the human psychology that we feel some aversion to it. But the psychology is, if you take something very big and daunting and you break it into little chunks, like in English there's a saying, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. So in the same way, Srimad Bhagavatam, we have an app. It's called BA Sage Page by Page. Now this app, you can work out how long it will take you to finish reading the Bhagavatam. If some of us are very confident that we got 10 years to live, on this app you go and put 10 years, how many pages should I read? You'll say 3 pages. Some of us will think, I don't know, maybe not 10 years, 5 years. You'll tell you to read 12 pages a day. And some of you are thinking, like what Chanakya Pandit said, if you want to be a material success, think you'll never die. But if you want to be a spiritual success, think you can die at any moment. So if we have that sense of urgency, you can put 1 year, 12 months, I want to read Bhagavatam. And it'll tell you, you read 30 pages a day, you'll finish Bhagavatam in one year. So we have this app, it's called BA Sage, Page by Page. You can go on the Play Store or on the Apple Store, and you can get this. But, our acharyas used to say, if you have to set one goal in life, set the goal that before you leave this body, in this life, you will complete reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. So all of us should have this aspiration. Before we leave this body, let us finish. I'm not sure I want to ask the question. I'm not sure how many of you have read the entire Bhagavatam, but at least within our heart. And Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva says, Shrindvata swakatam Krishna punya shravana kirtanam rira yantasto badrani vidunoti suritsatam. He says there in the Bhagavatam that if you develop in your heart some affinity to hear the messages, as Prabhuji was saying, Krishna will personally enter within the heart and remove whatever anarthas are there that is preventing us from developing this taste for hearing. So we would like everyone to please participate. We would like you all to become involved in this mission of relishing Bhagavatam and spreading Bhagavatam. All of the great devotees of the Lord Krishna who understands the Lord's heart, they understand that this is what Krishna brought to save us. He came and he performed wonderful pastimes and he left behind the description of those pastimes. Srila Prabhupada understood this. Therefore, he slept only 2 hours every day, from 10 o'clock to midnight. Then he would get up and he would translate. Vedavyas understood this. And he understood the mentality of the citizens of Kali Yuga. We want big returns for small investment. So he gave this Falashtuti in the Bhagavatam, in the 12th canto, 13th verse, 13th chapter. You can see it. Yeah, here's it is. If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. For just a small investment, gifting Bhagavatam on the night of Bhadra Purnima, or the day of Bhadra Purnima, he guarantees you'll attain the transcendental destination. Because he wanted Bhagavatam to be propagated. Even the gopis said, who is more dearer to Krishna than the gopis? And they said, Tava katam ritam, tapta jivanam, kavibiriditam, kalmasapaham, shravana mangalam, shrimadatatam, bhuvigrinantiye, jeburidhajana. So the gopi said that the description of your activities is the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. And I'll paraphrase it. They said, glorious are those devotees that spread the messages. So dear devotees, there are 4 ways we are proposing that you can become involved in this mission of Lord Krishna to hear and propagate Bhagavatam. The first way you can become involved, if you don't have a set, take a set. The second way, if you have a set, gift a set. The third way, if you're not sure who to gift it to, sponsor a set and we'll gift it on your behalf on the 17th of September, which is Bhadra Purnima. And the last way, I'm sure, how many of y'all have family and friends in India here? A few of y'all. We are running a wonderful program for £108. You can gift a set to someone in India. You can write them a message, we'll deliver it to their door, and we'll even do an installation ceremony for them. So to take a set is £175. To gift a set is £175. And to gift a set to India is £108. So dear devotees, there's so many ways that you can become involved. And we got some very special gifts for you too. Whoever takes the Bhagavatam, I don't have it with me, but we have this beautiful stone, or you can see it up there, the picture. It's a special stone from Rajasthan who's got very special Vastu properties that bring auspiciousness. But it's not the stone that is the real Chintamani. It's the holy name of Krishna. So on the stone, we have the holy name of Krishna, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And whoever takes a set of Bhagavatam, that's a free gift for you. We'll come to your home and we'll do an installation ceremony. And if we can show the next slide. Now this is very special. On the slide there, you see the 2 Govardhan Shilas. One is the Krishna Shila, the other is Radha Shila, of Govardhan Shilas of Prabhuji. And then he has 36 other Shilas. And Prabhuji has been so kind, he said that whoever takes a Bhagavatam set or sponsors a Bhagavatam set, he's going to offer your name to his Shilas, and he's been doing it all of these days. He's been diligently doing it every night. Whoever's taken Bhagavatam for the last 3 days of the Katha, he's been offering a Tulsi leaf on that person's name. And also we have other Tulsi leaves at the back there that's already been offered by Prabhuji to his Shilas. If you meet him at the end, he will give that to you. So dear devotees, there is a real incentive. Actually, there should be no incentive we should be speaking about for Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam itself is Krishna. The Padma Purana says, there you see the first 2 books are the Lord's lotus feet. 3 and 4 is his thighs. 5 is his navel. 6 and 7 is his arms. 8 is his chest. 9 is his neck. 10 is his smiling face. 11 is his forehead. And 12 is his head. So the Bhagavatam, when we keep it in our house, the full Vastu of Lord Krishna is present in our home. What other incentive do we need? All auspiciousness. So dear devotees, take it for yourself and please become part of this mission. Lord Krishna wanted Bhagavatam to go far and wide because this is the remedy for everyone who is suffering in this material world. Divyanam Prabhu, have I missed anything? Okay. Okay, I'll hand over to Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Prabhu, who has been part of arranging this. He's been very instrumental in bringing Amarendra Prabhu. So this is a joint effort by the Gomatsya team, VCC, and the Bhaktivedanta Manor Foundation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, can we please thank, first of all, very generously and enthusiastically His Grace, Amarendra Prabhu. Haribo! 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 Concluding this evening, you all enjoyed prasad. So really the whole night is open. There is no need to rush. You please take your seats. We would like to just conclude with a very special message of thanks by our mother of the volunteers, mother of Bhaktivedanta Manor. We have Her Grace Krishna Purna Mataji, who has been she has great love for all of you, and it is her love that arranges all these events, programs, service opportunities for all of you so you can serve Krishna. So we'll hear final words from Mataji for this evening, and then we'll conclude the program. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We would like to thank Amarendra Prabhu first of all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody's been really praising you for last 4 days. They've been coming and telling me we want to really hear you. Every day somebody will come and say, so really thank you, and we would like to have you again. We need this energy, youth, and some jokes and everything, because that's how people will actually perceive. So please come back, and thank you so many times. Just a couple of messages from what Prabhuji actually spoke. Narad Muni, when he actually gave, Krishna consciousness to others, so it's our duty to do the same by giving Srimad Bhagavatam or engaging others in service. I'm going to speak more on service because that's what we do. So engage your friends, family into service at Bhaktivedanta Manor. And by doing that, they will become closer to Krishna. And that's how a lot of devotees have come. And second thing, which actually I thought I'll speak about, is stones, throwing the stones. Prabhuji spoke about reading Srimad Bhagavatam. By doing Srimad Bhagavatam, we can throw stones. But I'm going to actually expand a little bit and say, when we do actually service in a right consciousness, right mood, then also you'll be throwing stones. So our duty as volunteers, as serving at Bhaktivedanta Manor, Radha Gokulananda, is in the mood of service should be very pure. Intent should be unselfishness, giving away, giving whatever we can to others, and obviously unmotivational. So please, in that mood, let's do service to Radha Gokulananda. And obviously, guest comes, devotees come, look after them very nicely. There's always some hitch here and there, which we experience, especially Janmashtami time. But just let's serve together. And also, we've got a thank you dinner on 28th. So I hope all of you are coming. We've got 2 sessions, one in early afternoon. If you haven't registered, please register. And there's another one which is later. So either of the sessions, please register, and we would like to actually look after you, take care of you, and serve you. So we would like to thank all of you for coming today. And obviously, Janmashtami, thank you, will be done later on 28th, but today, especially to listen to Prabhuji. Thank you very much, and safe journey. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Bhaktivedanta Manor volunteers ki jai. Vansha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhe vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dear devotees, if you would like to help us, we do need to clear up this room for a school program tomorrow. So if we can ask you kindly to help stack all the chairs. We need to stack all the chairs in stacks of 9 high. So all those devotees who would like to help us, please stack the chairs. We also need to roll up the carpet that is here on the floor. We need to roll up the carpet and clear up the room so we can have space for tomorrow's school program coming. Thank you very much for helping, and have a very safe journey home. Hare Krishna.